Now, Mr. Speaker, Article 26 in the Constitution. We're going to move on to that now, Mr. Speaker. Because we need to understand now, Mr. Speaker, why QC Beloff made this point. Why did he say that discrimination on the grounds of sexual orientation is not prohibited in the Constitution of the Bahamas? Why did he say that, Mr. Speaker? And he said that because of Article 26, Mr. Speaker. He said that because of Article 26. Article 26 of our Constitution, Mr. Speaker, Article 26 of the Constitution, particularly Clause 4, and Article 26 is the clause that deals with the protection against discrimination. It says you cannot be discriminated for various things, Mr. Speaker. So that's where we get our protection from discrimination in the country. But it says that in certain areas, it shall not apply, meaning it will not provide protection. And one of those areas is sexual orientation. Now, particularly when it deals with same-sex marriage, Mr. Speaker, let us look at paragraph 4, Mr. Speaker. It says, paragraph 1 of this article shall not apply to any law so far as the law makes provision, and 4C deals with respect to adoption, marriage. Marriage, Mr. Speaker. So why is that important, Mr. Speaker? Because in the Matrimonial Causes Act, Mr. Speaker, we already have law that says it is unlawful for a marriage to be legal if it's not between a man and a woman or male and female. In the ordinary legal sense, as is settled law in our country and the UK. You're born with XX, you're born with XY. XY, male. XX, female. That's all it is, Mr. Speaker. That's what they recognize, Mr. Speaker. It does not apply otherwise, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to take the time, Mr. Speaker, really to respond to Marco City and to settle that issue with regard to persons in the public, Mr. Speaker. Yes. People have that view. I hope I have clarified that, Mr. Speaker, but I am now going to read, Mr. Speaker, into record the concluding paragraphs of QC Beloff, and I will then table this opinion, Mr. Speaker. And I quote, Mr. Moss makes specific reference to two cases.
Members.
The member. The member for Marco City makes reference to two cases. No, not Moss from Exuma, no. Corbett and Corbett, where the issue was whether someone was born male, had surgery in order to remove male genitalia and acquire an artificial vagina, was a woman. On the basis that, and I quote, marriage is essentially a relationship between a man and a woman. Ormond J., who he quoted earlier, the member for Marco City, adopted the triple criteria, the chromosomal, the gonadal, and the genital test, ignored the operative intervention, and held that the person concerned is not a woman for the purposes of marriage, but is a biological male and has been so since birth.